All right. So this right here, the police here, they won't do anything about Ted Bollinger, neither would the police in Colorado. This is the guy who raped his own kids. I'm going to cover up his phone number here. He called me. Now, mind you, this is showing all of the calls between him and I. 1/6/2020. That means he's not in jail in Kansas. That means he's free to harm whoever he wants. Now, how did I get Ted's number? Other than just him calling me, because when he called me to threaten me, well, I'm going to tell you something special about that call. He didn't tell me his name. I just have the number on my phone. Now, who is it that gave him my phone number? That's a good question as well. Ted Bollinger raped his daughters. Now here, this is from a mutual friend of mine and Natalie's. Here's another one. There's another friend of his, and we'll put hers up too. Now, this man calling me up to threaten me and not leaving his number made it a little, or not giving me his name, made it a little difficult. However, he posted up his number on his Facebook, and well, he wanted to kill Joey Moreno. So he left his number up there for the whole world to see. So that's how I know it's Ted's number. Since the police won't do anything jurisdictional and all that, let's give him a call.
Hello?
Hello, my name is Sean Schwartz. I'm trying to get a hold of Ted.
There's no Ted here.
There's no Ted there?
No.
Well, there was somebody who called my phone number from that number on 1/6/2020 and threatened my life.
From this phone number?
From that phone number, yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I just got this phone number not too long ago anyway.
All right.
Like, I just got this phone number maybe 2 weeks ago.
All right. Well, if you have anybody calling you trying to get a hold of Ted Bollinger, I do apologize. That guy is a child molester and a rapist, and you have his old phone number.
Okay, well, thank you for letting me know.
Yes, ma'am. Be safe.
Goodbye.
Bye. Life is grand with your head in the sand unless you're afraid of the dark. And I've got a plan starring Iron Man with me instead of Tony Stark. And that might sound like the incessant ramblings of a madman, but really there's a point to it. If you want to stick your head in the sand, these people are going to get away with doing whatever they want. If you want to hide your head like an ostrich, you leave the whole rest of you exposed. Matter of fact, you've got your big long neck right there, close to the ground for any predator to get a hold of. In addition, you're not watching your offspring. You're not keeping them safe. You're busy burying your head in a hole in the ground. Tony Stark does not exist. He doesn't. You have to be your own hero. You have to be your children's hero. With Ted Bollinger getting busted with 18 grams of meth. That was my birthday last year. Ted Bollinger went on a high-speed chase from Oklahoma to Kansas with his daughter Alicia in the vehicle. And according to the news article, let's see if I can bring it up. Ted Bollinger, Kansas. According to the news article, Ted was telling the police that he had 3 children with him, and if they didn't back off, he was going to throw them out of the vehicle. Nope, this isn't it. This is the arrest record. Tell you what, I'll give you the link to this too. Let me see. Maybe this is it. The one that I was looking for was in 2020, or it was not in 2020. It was the 21st of October of last year. Here's one about it. Let's see. Blackwell police advised the driver of the truck called 911 and advised he had 3 kids in the vehicle and he was going to start throwing them out if authorities didn't back off. It was later confirmed that no children were in the vehicle. So we'll put that up for you too. Now we know that Ted Bollinger's number is no longer his number. See, the thing is, if it wasn't for all of these jurisdictional rules, which apparently don't actually exist when it's the other way around, if it weren't for that, I wouldn't need to do this. But that's the thing. Once they put the tag of mentally ill on you, they can do whatever they want. They can violate your rights however they want. And then they can just call you mentally ill and it makes it all okay. Call you mentally ill and you must be a liar. Call you mentally ill and everything is fine and dandy. They call you mentally ill, they can rape you. They call you mentally ill, they can arrest you on false charges. If they call you mentally ill, they can beat you up and have you charged with assault. All they got to do is turn off their body cameras. I hope Ted Bollinger ends up in prison for the rest of his life. I don't want somebody to kill him. That's too easy. Matter of fact, I don't even want people to cut off his balls. I want him to have those things. And I want him to look at those things from inside a prison and realize that he will never get to use those on another little girl again. And I do mean little girl. Ted Bollinger was raping his daughter when she was 13 years old. 13. I want you to think about that. There's a few videos in here where I show the message between myself and Natalie. She talks about what a POS her dad is. The police wouldn't do a goddamn thing about the Bollingers. Not before or after her death. They wouldn't do a goddamn thing about the threats, harassment, and assaults that I've had to endure, both before and after her death. Ted Bollinger, come and get me. I'm fine with you putting a bullet in my head. The stuff that you and your daughter Alicia pulled, obviously on a meth-induced line of bullshit. Well, your daughter had my number, and my phone number has changed since then, so it's not going to do you any good now. But you obviously have my new number. You're a piece of shit, Ted. What kind of a sick son of a bitch puts his penis in his own daughter's?